Hey team, you know, there's a lot of people around us who are facing mountains in their lives. They're not beautiful like Mount Rainier sitting behind me, but they are dominant. They're ugly, and they go by two names: helplessness and hopelessness. And listen to me, team, over 8,000 veterans each and every single year succumb to these ugly mountains, and they take their own lives. And I can't help but think that some of these veterans are in our formations right now. They're our friends and our family members. So I'm gonna challenge you today, team. Reach out and check on some folks. Have some honest, real, and authentic conversations. We can do better than this. Team, you're not alone either. You got this. You know, the responsibility of non-commissioned officers is kind of like our breathing. It's one thing with two movements. If you only do one and not the other, you're ultimately going to pass out and die. And similarly with running, man, it takes time and it takes practice. So if you're a young non-commissioned officer, man, get out there and keep grinding. Master your craft, right? You need to stress yourself. You need to push yourself further a little bit more each and every single day. Things are going to fall through. You scoop them up and put it back in place where it needs to be. If you need some help, ask for some help. If you're a senior NCO, not only do I need you to push your young NCOs, but I need you to be patient with them, because not everybody is born learning how to run, just like we don't all know how to lead, and we are all learning as we go. Hey team, it's Dadgum 0730. I left just like everybody else at 0640. Now I want you to look behind me, because they're all back there behind top. I want you to look off to my left, your right. That's Specialist Hanson. He tried to beat me. He almost did. He thought he did. But then I crossed the railroad tracks first. Let me tell you something. If you ain't grinding each and every single stinking day, you're doing something wrong. I'm tired of hearing people say, hey, don't take any risks. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt your career. If you're not taking risks, are you ever going to have a reward that in 20 years from now, when you're an old stinking man like me who just came in first place, that you're going to be proud of? Hell no. Get out there, keep grinding. Team, you know, so many of us struggle with some different things, regardless of the phase of life that we're in, whether we're single, we're newlyweds, we're new parents, or our kids are moving out and moving on with the rest of their lives. You know, so regardless of where you're at in this stage of life, or even if you're before or after, just know that you're not going at this alone. If you need some help, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed to reach out and say, hey man, I need some help. But more importantly, or just as important, is if you see a battle buddy, a friend, a family member, a neighbor, a loved one who's struggling with some things, maybe they're becoming a little bit more detached, take 5 minutes out of your stinking life and show some authenticity with your humanity and be present. You don't have to fix things, but be present, because that simple act of being present with somebody can change everything. Man, hey team, you know, there's a few things that your soldiers need to know. They need to know that their efforts are not in vain, their voices are heard. If you can do those two things, you can build a team that can do anything. Man, I appreciate you guys. You stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Hey team, I know this is what we do and we're used to it, right? We get out here, we hit this trail and we start running. Maybe we're going to the gym, we start lifting some weights. And we know that in this process, our bodies are going to get destroyed a little bit, right? We're going to have some muscle fatigue. And when those bodies and when those muscles start to repair themselves, then we're going to become stronger and we're going to increase our endurance and our stamina. Right, in the same way that we exercise our muscles in this way, man, we have to exercise our heart and our mind. And know that in this process, you're going to hurt. You're going to have some recovery times. But through that, you're going to get stronger, just like your body does. Man, team, you got this. Until then, you keep grinding and you stay stoked. Hey, team, you know, within all of us, when you think about it, we all have that ability, no matter how old or how young you are, to do something absolutely dumb. The things that are life-changing. The things that will not take us to where we say and where we tell other people that we're trying to get to. So I hope that you make some good decisions this weekend and have a dadgum good time. Bear your goals in mind as you're going out and having a good time, right? Don't rob yourself of the opportunities to accomplish the things both professionally and personally that you have in mind for your life, man. We can all do better. So let's make today count. Team, I appreciate you guys, man. Until then, you stay stoked. Hey, team, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, nobody can stop you. You stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Hey, team, no matter what you have on your plate today, act like it matters and it makes a difference. Because it does. Team, you got this. Hey, team, sometimes we go through these stages in life where it feels like everything around us is falling apart, right? The environment, the organization that we're in is just not doing the right things, and people aren't going in the right directions, in the right places. And what I would challenge you in the same way that I challenge myself when I'm facing these times is that if I'm not seeing anything positive, then maybe I should look at where I am going. Does that make sense? Because I promise you, team, there's a lot more positivity out there than sometimes we give credit for. I don't care if we're talking about organizationally or even on a social, economic, and political sphere. There's a lot more positivity out there. And if we're not seeing it, then it could be our perception. I think we need to do ourselves and do our teammates and our family and our communities a better job. Team, we can do this. Team, I'm going to ask you, how serious is your team taking you? When you say something, do they take you at your word? If the answer is no, then I would submit to you that maybe it's because we should do a better job of taking ourselves serious. You see, if we don't do that, I can't expect somebody to take my word serious. Because when they're doing that, what they're saying is that my word is not dangerous enough. It's not trustworthy enough. So we have a couple options when we're faced with that. We can say to hell with it all, or we can say to hell with that and dig in and keep grinding and make others see our value. Team, you got this. Hey, team, I can probably help you predict your own future. Just look at your daily routine. Are you wake up in the morning kicking ass and taking names? Or are you just going through the motion? If you want to predict your future, look at what you do each and every single day, all the way down to the little things. Invest in yourself. That way you can master your craft, develop your tactical virtue. And this is an outstanding question. So if you got one yourself, I'm going to encourage you to put it in the Q&A. So the question is, what can I do to help secure a waiver? And I'm going to tell you what Soker's looking for. I'm looking for people who are accomplishing the mission and improving the organization. Of course, this is the back half of the definition of Army leadership, right? And so I'm looking for folks who are absolutely crushing what they have on their plate. Regardless of what it is that's in your control, crush it. Talking about PT, crush it. Talking about uniforms, crush it. Talking about your craft, right? Your MOS, crush it. Marksmanship, crush it. Whatever comes your way, run right over it, right? And find a way to help improve your platoon or your company. Because I'm telling you, we all have something that we need you to help out with. Could be an additional duty. Could be volunteering for a task. Whatever it is, man. You got this. 18, every single day. Hey, eyes up here. I'm more than my uniform, and it's not even that impressive. I want to let you know that every time that you like and share one of my videos, my flask is filled with the tears of a commie. Oh yeah, come on. That's America in a bottle right there. Come on.